Each time I bring down a strong foe or protect someone from danger, I feel a sense of accomplishment. So while I wouldn't say I enjoy it, I suppose it does brighten my day a bit. And yet, the moment that happens, I feel so guilty. After what I've done, I don't have the right to be happy.
Well, hello. This is Deborsk. I started doing a little bit of streaming, I was going to say last year, but it was actually in 2021 when my company NZXT was working on more streaming products. You can't see it in my, because XSplit is doing it, but I have a NZXT microphone right now. Renovating my room, so it's not good for background, but eventually it'll be shown. I'm also messing around with different stream setups, but this year I just wanted to try a little bit more content creation. I host a podcast with my old business partner friend Richmond, who has a game studio, BitEgg, in Thailand. And we've been enjoying doing the podcast. So this is just another style of content creation, and something that I've been wanting to do a bit more of. It also helps me, I think, keep closer to what's going on in the PC gaming community, not just watching games or playing them. This was a game that I had heard about recently from a small Japanese studio. It's squarely a AA game. I don't know if a lot of people will be streaming it or recording it, but it is the kind of game that I nostalgically am really excited to try. So I was going to play it. I figured I would go ahead and record that and try my hand at a little bit more streaming, not just podcast content creation, but video. So a little bit of background about me. I'll probably add it to a couple of videos I do, and then I'll probably stop saying it. But been in the game industry for a while. Did a lot of mobile games early on. Guitar Hero for mobile, Prey for mobile. So did a lot of work for 3D Realms, a lot of work for Activision early in the day, back in the day, if you will. Then eventually, I did some Facebook games, other types of Nintendo DS, etc. And then I eventually, later on, after doing some work in startups, joined Blizzard Entertainment, and I worked there as a design lead for mobile, then a group design manager over web and mobile, and then eventually I was the head of the data and integration services for Blizzard, so all of the data architecture backends for all of the games, and then I was also an initiative director for mobile readiness. So I'm a UX director, UI designer by trade, but now I'm the VP of design at NZXT, so I'm mostly in leadership positions. No longer at Blizzard, obviously, but a lot of experience with technical integration on games, and so that's the kind of thing that I'm probably going to be commenting in my commentary, other than just like how I'm playing the game. So hopefully that's interesting to you. Otherwise, thanks for checking it out, if anyone does. But for me, it's just starting to get into the habit, and this seemed like a less common game that people would be playing, so I wanted to play it, and then maybe someone will enjoy that. At the very least, I'm going to be enjoying it, so let's check it out. So this is not pre-rendered. It's in-game. Depth of field effects are nice, though. Reminds me a little bit of Burning Village cinematics in Suikoden 2. Similar tone. Which is also from a Japanese studio, so see that. Enemies look cool. They're very kind of orcish. I'd be interested to learn about what they actually are, because the game's marketing doesn't really tell you much about the origin of the enemy, other than that they're, you know, the main enemy. I forgot what they're called. But modeling's nice. It has a very reminiscent style of like late PS2, early PS3 Japanese titles, like you know, Onimusha, some of the Final Fantasies. So it's squarely AA feeling, but the quality still feels nice. I like the kind of slow opening where there wasn't tons of dialogue. They just kind of explain the threat pretty clearly, but they do it a little bit slower, you know, showing the victims. It's definitely going to be a violent game for sure, but you know, it's meant to be a gothic game from what we can tell.
We're too late. The village will fall.
I won't give up. Not yet. If even a single person survived, I have to get them to safety.
Not alone, you don't. The Mort always attack in packs, which means the village is likely swarming with them now. We don't stand a chance against those numbers if we engage them in honorable combat. But we're the Ashen Hawk Brigade, and we'll do this our way. Burn away your fear.
Survive among the ashes. Let's move.
Dialogue's not amazing, but you know, it's something I expect out of Japanese RPGs. Very straightforward. Things like burn away the ashes, you know, whatever. Burn away your fear, so you know, that kind of thing. Those are what I expect out of Japanese studios. I wonder if the game feels or sounds better in Japanese with subtitles. So might switch to that later on, but for now it seems fine. Either way, I think this game is going to be mostly about tone and gameplay. It's a strategy game, which is pretty exciting. You don't see a whole lot of isometric style strategy games, or isometric games at all, really. It's just like Path of Exile and Diablo. So yeah, okay, cool. So move our camera this way. It's a grid system. Looks like we can pull around the camera. That's nice. Interesting, you can see most of the map, but I wonder if it reveals other stuff as it happens. But okay, yeah, grid system, nice. I'm a big fan of turn-based strategy. It gives you a little bit of time to think, but still, like this, I think this is going to be more squad-based, because they kind of talk about the main character is really this Ashen Hawk Brigade, even though there's only 2 characters right now. It looks like Glenn and Sarah. I also like the interface. It's very, well, I would call it very like FromSoft, but I think that's just kind of some of the straightforward UI that Japanese studios use, and that's part of why I'm excited to play it. It feels like a very classically Japanese style game. And again, like I associate that more with PS2, PS3 era RPGs. So, can I zoom in? I guess not. Well, we'll try it out as we do things. So let's see. Okay, it's interesting. So I can move within the grid, but it's not spending any AP. Guessing that's a healing item. Does my sword have durability, or interesting? It's kind of cool that I don't get locked to the grid. Like, but can I click over here? Okay, yeah, he'll do that too. But it also lets me run. Makes it feel a little more real time, but it's definitely turn-based. So, oh well, let's just do that. And then okay, actions. Okay, 6 AP. I guess defending. Why not? Okay, let's do that. Okay, I can see his attack range. Details? Okay. Attack, accuracy, evasion. Cool, a lot of stats, so that might play into the game later on. More of a strategic game. Cool. I guess now that I think about it, the Divinity Original Sin and the guys at Larian have really been doing a lot more of this style of RPG. But it's good to see other studios getting into it. I still feel like it's not a common enough game. I wonder if we'll have as many like combinations and traps as Baldur's Gate 3 that's going to be coming out in the Larian Studios, like Divinity Original Sin style. But we will find out. Okay, so I guess let's move Sarah here. I guess I could click, but I kind of like moving him. That is nice. Again, we'll just defend because it doesn't seem like I save up a AP. Or, oh, I guess we'll find out, but... Okay. Press space to open. The interface is kind of from software, like, though. Well, we'll give them that, but, you know, fits the theme. The zoom in's kind of nice, like the animations. So, can I do anything? I guess I can still defend, but why wouldn't I?
Get your guard up.
Unit attacks allied units in range of the target can perform a follow-up attack. Okay, range attacking units cannot perform follow-up attacks, okay. After the initial attack is over, each allied units can perform a follow-up attack by 1, 2, or 3. Okay. Cool. Cool. Let's try it out. And she's got daggers. Okay, let's do it.
You're finished.
Oh, 2. Okay, so it tells you... Oh, that's cool. I like that. It's a little more active. Okay, so it tells you what button. It's not just hitting 1, 2, or 3, or 4. It tells you which one to hit. I wonder if you can... That'll be probably cool once we get more members in our squad. I can only know that because I've seen some trailers where the Ashen Hawk Brigade is not just those 2, but... we will find out. Look, so I guess I can move for the end of my turn? And defend, yeah. Cool. Spirit Drance cannot be used up. They can't be used up, but you can't use them. Okay, it's interesting. Okay, I guess that's the healing item. I guess you can heal yourself, but... Let's look around the map real quick. I don't know, I'm a real sucker for like this like isometric, which if you don't know, isometric is a forced 45-degree down angle, very popularized by original ARPGs like Diablo. But I don't know, I've always really enjoyed it. Like earlier like RPGs like Atelier Iris did it as well, which looks really nice in when it's 2D. But the shading style, I mean, you can obviously see the cracks a little bit. I mean, the engine's not... I mean, it's Unreal, so, I mean, it has this kind of shading style, but it still feels pretty cohesive, pretty nice. Be interested to see as we get into more locations what it looks like. Got this nice moving fog. I like that. Fire. The particle effects seem competent, you know. Enjoy them. Especially the blood effects. But, yeah. Feels nice. Let's keep going. So far... UI feels competent. Like the color use is nice. Like green for health, like AP. Since it's got a very like dreary backdrop, it's dreary meaning like a lot of grays, a lot of blacks and stuff. Like having the color as indicators and having the action moves this way is actually it's very straightforward, but it works pretty well. I'm just gonna keep defending. I don't feel like there's a incentive to not defend. I think he's supposed to be our tank, but I'm going to move her up here anyway, because, like, why not? Let's live dangerously. Cool, so I guess there's a stat combination, so pick up relics. Okay, yeah. Assume that's what this is over here. Okay. So I guess, like, I want to maybe, like, surround people to get that follow-up attack situation going. So I'm trying to figure out, do I use up AP while moving? I don't know if I do. But we will find out.
Your time has come.
Okay, 1.
Keep it going.
Cool. That's a cool little zoom in thing. Can't move any further. It's nice that it tells you. Okay. But I can defend. Why not? Again, I'm trying to still understand what the trade-off is between defending and not. It seems like there's no reason to not defend at the end of your turn. Maybe it gets more complicated as you need to heal and other things like that. So now I can attack. I wonder if he can follow up now without... I guess not. Does the follow-up use his turn? I guess we'll find out. And then I can also just move in the same turn. And again, I can defend, because why not, you know? Okay. I guess oh, well. They do a lot of damage when they do hit you, so I guess I'll need to heal. I have to hold it. Interesting. Maybe I guess they don't want you to do it accidentally. Okay. Can I attack still? Nice. Let's do it.
I'm not done yet.
It looks like it assigns the number keys to each member of your party, so that there's a consistently, you know, 1, 2, 3. So I guess her is 1 and he's 2. Needs to increase their max AP by fulfilling certain requirements in battle. Maximum 13. Ooh, 13. Okay. AP that exceeds will return to original once the map's closed. Okay. So does it tell me what I can do? I think I should kill this guy first instead of going after the relic over here. This must be the chance for him to follow up, but let's...
You'll never hurt anyone again.
Boom. Nice. It is satisfying. Oh. Well, then I can also move over here. Get my relic. I don't think I need to heal. Unclear how squishy these characters are, but... Okay. Have storage. So, can I read that? Is it like lore or something? So I'll move over here. Maybe I can read the lore like after the battle or something. Maybe I have an inventory screen later on. Add to the archive? Okay. It's done. Okay.
I'm not afraid.
Nice, got one follow-up. Oh yeah, just counterattack, okay. Level up. Cool. Whatever skill points are, we'll find out. I think everybody is going to heal. Right, meow. Again, why not defend? I'm still trying to understand what the trade-off is, but again, well, I'm sure we'll find out. So I can't heal with him right now. Maybe I should I kill this guy and just like hardcore get rid of him, or should I like try to damage this guy? I feel like someone's definitely gonna kill him. Let's do it. Oh, well, let's see if the... It's nice I missed, but she can still follow up. I like it. I think I'm gonna... No, I'll just defend, I think. It's gonna run away, maybe, but... That's fine, go after her, why not?
You're finished.
I won't relent.
I bet once you get more party members, then choosing who does the follow-up maybe has some synergies to it. Or maybe you get range... Well, it said ranged characters couldn't do follow-ups, but I guess we'll find out. I guess we're running away. No, wait, I should keep her over here. Because then she can do the follow-up. Maybe he doesn't have the healing because I already used it on him, and maybe there's maybe the limit for this map is 1.
Your time has come.
Guessing the slowness means I beat the map. The slowdown thing. It's cool though. That's a little zoom in. Nice. Oh, B. Well, I know I'm learning. I'm not here to say that I'm good at video games. I just like them. I guess you get measured by how many turns, and I'm guessing retreating allies is what happens when they die. Maybe they don't die for some reason. Okay, so there wasn't a goal to
That's the
progress
last
with.
of them.
The Mort might have missed someone. We should look for survivors before moving on.
You saw what they did here. The only thing you'll find is more death.
Kind of like how they have just the ever so slight movement on here. You can kind of look very closely and see that there's a little bit of just layering and breathing. I mean, obviously they're trying to deliver a very like RPG style dialogue system, but that's a nice little touch that they didn't have to do. Like, you know, obviously it's supposed to look kind of like breathing, but they're really just moving the layers up and down. They're kind of just scaling them slightly, like, you know, like for instance, his hair is not moving. But I mean, characters look cool enough so far. I bet we can upgrade armor later on, but
In any case, Luff should be in the village proper by now. Perhaps our luck will turn there.
Right.
dialogue's not awful. It's just not spectacular. Again, I feel like it might even feel less stilted in terms of the delivery if it wasn't the English translation, because again, it's a Japanese developer, so we'll see. But I mean, it's fine so far. Loadout screen. Okay. Okay. So okay, here's where we get the archive. These types of games, you know, very classically from software, where there is actually a lot of lore, at least in theory, and you have to kind of go get it if you want it. They're not going to shove it in your face, so I kind of like that. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Clear skies. Marco's wedding was a real treat. Sure, fine paragraphs. I'm not sure if it's helpful for me to read it or if I'll just leave it up on screen if you're kind of interested in reading it. I'm not good at reading stuff out loud, or at least I'm not as entertaining, so I'll just leave it up for a little bit. Maybe people can read it later if they're interested. But this kind of stuff I do enjoy because it adds a little bit of, you know, lived-in nature to the world. It adds a little bit of flavor. I think a lot of people brush over this kind of content in games, but I think you have to realize that game developers want to tell a lot of stories, but they have limited budgets, and this kind of thing is a very cheap way to add a lot of texture to the world. And I think most of the time, if you put in the effort, you actually will get more out of this. I think, like I referenced From Software, they do this a lot. They really don't put it in front of you, but if you go get it, you'll find that they've spent a lot of time fleshing out the world. So I'm hoping that's what this is as well. So anyway. Just gonna read this. Doesn't seem... Oh, it does scroll, okay. The initial part's just kind of giving you a slice of life from the people of this world. Kind of talking about things that exist in this world, like a Chakmaya. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah. So it is a little bit of, I think it's a slice of life from this village chief's perspective, but then giving you a little bit of story here around like finding a, you know, mauled fawn on the way home. Maybe this is starting to tell us a little bit about the everyday life of the people of this world and how this threat that we're fighting that we really haven't learned anything about yet. And I really have nothing other than like the trailers I've seen, which like most Japanese game trailers are pretty like obtuse. And like I said, it's something that I find nostalgic about it. So I meant to go. Okay. Okay. So we kind of learned from this one that they were having a wedding, and it looks like then this is related to it as well. Going to impact daily life in the world. I'm wondering if these people that were getting married are the ones we saw in the opening cutscene getting killed, which is there to add a bit of tragedy to the world. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Okay, so the Mort is the name of the enemy. Like I said, they're kind of orcish. I guess the word Mort's kind of similar to an orc. And also, I have my OBS over here if I keep looking over. I'm going to try not to do it, but just trying to check. When I started streaming this game earlier, I had some capture problems, so that's part of why I'm checking as well. I know my XSplit's not doing the best job, but whatever. Okay, anyway. So, equipped against the Mort. Cool. It's interesting they're trying to start to create like a base history of like human conflicts, so maybe trying to imply that the Mort are, I mean, they're obviously not human, but we're thinking about it, so maybe they are positioned a lot like orc armies. Oh, maybe there's some stuff here. We'll take a look at it. So I'll probably spend another 5-10 minutes on this screen, so if you want to see more gameplay, just looking forward to it. But this is kind of the thing that I do when I'm playing games. I try to read through all the stuff, because again, developers put effort into this, and especially if you do it in games like Mass Effect, I find that you really get a lot out of that. Like Mass Effect, you're going to have a much better, deeper, rich understanding of the story if you read through all the codexes and whatnot. So you find out, okay, so this stone improves weapons. So, only contains trace minerals, so it's not the best version, it's the cheapest one. Red is for also improving weapons, but... So this one's for weapons keenness, so for daggers and short-bladed weapons, and this one's for weapons sharpness and toughness. So toughness must be that stat that the sword was using, which is interesting. I'm not usually a big fan of mechanics where they have... degrading quality on the weapon, but I suspect with the 40 number here that maybe they want you to switch between weapons often, or they want you to manage how your abilities are used and that kind of thing. Excuse me. Okay, so let's look at people here. Saw Sarah and Glenn. I mean, she seems to be the main character, but maybe it's more about the Ashenhawk Brigade. So, Slow to Warm Strangers. I guess we'll learn more about her unusual upbringing later. Oh, here it is right here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Orphaned in her village. So she died, or her parents died in like a human fight. So Rowan we haven't met yet, obviously, but he seems to be probably the leader. Okay. She has no love for violence, even though she kind of mentioned how she liked it in the opening. Maybe she had a traumatic experience that we've yet to learn about. Hopefully these get updated as we learn about the characters. I'm a big fan of that. Again, Mass Effect does that pretty well. Serious Swordsman. Rigid Code of Honor, he did mention... Well, I guess it's not that rigid, because he's like, oh, we're going to have to deal with them, but not honorably. With my rigid Code of Honor that I can violate it at a second's notice. Maybe they don't consider them more relevant of those things, or relevant, wow. Maybe they don't consider the more deserving of the honor. Could appear artless at first glance. I don't look pretty good to me. Don't know much about him. Interesting. Okay. Let's learn about the Mort a little bit. Or at least the Wretch so far. Okay, this is like the thing we're going to be killing a lot of. It's their base mob. Mere cannon fodder. Okay. Interesting. So... kind of could be like, I don't know, maybe like the bugs in Starship Troopers, or this is a mechanic in a couple of like Devil May Cry games as well, where when you have a superior type of enemy in the area, it gives it additional power. So cool. So we got in the archive so far. So battle prep. Okay, XP. So it's shared XP, okay. Well, it said she leveled up, so let's see what we got. Okay, so I get shared XP. We'll find out, so. I'm a real sucker for interfaces that show the entire character. I'm really hoping that these images look pre-rendered, but I'm really hoping that as we upgrade them and their armor changes, that these images change as well. I mean, it's Unreal Engine, so I mean, I think in and of itself, the character designs are they're solid. They're nice. They're very they're very stylistic, right? Like they may not look as nice in the cutscenes, but again, they feel very reminiscent of those kind of early console generations that I really enjoy. So I think the design's nice. Obviously the colors are a bit tamped down, but I mean it's a gothic setting. It's meant to be like that. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Twin Fangs. So SP available is 2. So this is fully upgraded. So I can get this, so... Okay. Boost evasion by 5. So this isn't like an active skill. It's just a passive. Okay. Does it tell me when things are passive or not? Okay, well, let's go back to skills. Okay. Slashing stance. So he has... So they have SP separately. Got it. Oh, I'm good at this. It says passive skills right here. Does her say that too? Yeah, cool. Yeah, look at header, Sean. Okay. Okay, so 80% damage for... Okay. How's that a skill? What's the benefit? Oh, okay, I see. So I'm sorry. The benefit isn't that I take 80%. What they're saying is I take 10% less than 100, and then as I upgrade the skill, I will be better at taking hits from counterattacks. Okay, so he is kind of tanky, or is meant to be a tank. Equip trade, so not got much in our inventory yet. Okay, fine. I can see the repair, so maybe that's a resource sink of some sort. Any accessories we got here? Nothing yet. Upgrade stats, okay. Okay, so I thought I got some items. I guess I got materials, right? Okay. When you look at the red one, it kind of looks like a steak a little bit. But I see it now. Something I did in a lot of games I worked on early on is I did icons like these, and they're like surprisingly satisfying to make. Yeah, neither here nor there. Okay, I guess that's not much to do other than upgrade our skills. I don't know, we have XP, so I hold tab to train. What does that do? Okay. Kind of interested in... Oh, it's shared. Well, did it upgrade him? Guess I can't undo that either. Interesting. Yeah, and I really like when they put characters up like this, but like I'm gonna be kind of disappointed if it doesn't update them as they're as we change weapons or armor and stuff. But let's see. I guess we're prepped. Let's go to the next chapter. Oh, and by the way, I am playing this with a Ryzen 9, and 5600X and a 3090. So this is probably running at the max settings that it's capable of. I think we're meeting a new Hawken Brigade member, Ashen Hawk Brigade member.
There's no end to these beasts.
My mouse here. Luff, okay.
Took you long enough. Well, are you going to kill something? Or or just stand there admiring my work?
So much death. Is nowhere safe from these things?
The Mort are naught but unfeeling monsters.
They'll pay for this in blood.
Yeah, it seems like our team here is since we're getting like a ragtag team of archetypical warriors. Although this is a guy that I would expect to have something like ranged weapons like pistols or whatever. But the spear idea is kind of cool. I'm wondering if their costumes are going to get upgraded throughout the game. And right now they're all like got this base kind of black gothic thing looking like they're all vampire hunters or something. But yeah, we'll find out. Let's see what find out what this is. Spirit Vein. Probably heals you. Oh, this is a decent battle. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Oh, I see why they make you hold it. Because I almost accidentally healed there. So, okay, let's... he's got a little bit more of a range. Actually, wait. No. Why don't we... Can I get close enough to... I was thinking if I could get close... Yeah, maybe I can. I can get close enough to...
Brace yourself.
I wonder if defending reduces your chance of a counterattack. Let's see what this dude can do. Rapture. Ton of damage though.
Don't just stand there. Attack!
I'm trying, dude. Wasn't close enough. Okay. I'll just stay here. No, I don't do that. Okay, so I can't defend with him. So, ooh, counterattack's nice. I'm okay with that. Nice. Oh, there's chests too. Oh, I'm pretty into loot when I play games. Are the chests easy to find, or do you have to... So the relics are visible. Where are the chests on this map? I mean, obviously there's one on here. It told me about it. So chests? Oh, relic. Ah, there we go. Okay. Kind of telling me a little early with the tutorial, but... Whatever. Alright. So I feel like this guy's supposed to be my tank, so let's do... this.
Your time has come.
But I take 80% less from counterattacks because of that upgrade I took before. So we'll defend. So let's see if defending changes... Well, 86%. It's not much. He had 89% before, so let's do the thing.
Out of my way!
Didn't get a counterattack that time. Okay.
I'm not afraid.
Cool, I can collect relics in the same turn. And I can also still defend. It doesn't take any AP. I'm okay with that, but... Oh, I should have kept her in the same slot so she could counterattack. It looks like they probably can't attack candy-cornered, like catty-cornered, but we'll find out. Yeah, no. Well, he died anyway, so... Missed opportunity, but not really. Huh? It's nice that they have different sound effects for like running through water and stuff like that. I mean, you would kind of expect that attention to detail in a AAA title, but again, this seems solidly AA, so I try to appreciate a lot of the details when they do it. Like even like stuff like this lantern's got some you know, smoke from it. Let's see, a little bit of grass waving in the wind here. Let's take a look here. So this is a situation right here where the lighting is baked in. I was looking to see if it was like reacting to like if this was animating, but looks like they probably couldn't afford that. But it's still kind of a nice trick to add this light plume behind the tree. Like you can't. Well, I guess it is animating because like the camera is moving, but it's not reacting here. So that's just probably baked into the texture, but still. Okay. All right, so this guy's kind of low on health, so I feel like I can. I feel like I can go. I feel like I feel like I can go here, and then I can get a follow-up.
Out of my way! I won't relent.
I can definitely see how you can like probably surround someone, and then you can basically hit them 3 times or 4 times if you can get them surrounded. That's pretty satisfying. Feels a little bit like the Gears of War active reload a little bit, where like they could just do it automatically for you, but and I wonder if maybe there's going to be a benefit later on to not hitting someone when you can. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so it uses up the vein. Now I know. Can't really undo that. Okay. And I can still defend. At least I can kill this dude. Pretty sure. Nice. In the UI, I like their use of this teal color as a way to show you important resources and to show you upgrades. Like, because the rest of the color palette is so pushed back, that's a nice way to highlight things. Very, you know, and they're using it sparingly, so like you really don't see a bunch of things turning teal, which I like. Can't really do much here, but I can block or assist or something.
You're finished.
Can he assist? Nice.
I must finish this.
Cool.
It's not over yet.
You actually did something.
I already killed 2 more, dude. Calm down. Okay, well. So I wish I could. I don't think I can use Drought on my. It looks like everyone gets their own kind of. Maybe we'll get healers later on or something. This guy looks new. Nice. Oh, she can level up outside of a round too. Nice, or at least within an enemy round. Okay, so I get different attacks. Okay, that's cool. Digging it so far. Okay, so it takes more AP though. Can I invade as well? I mean, it does less damage, so let's go do this one.
You'll never hurt anyone.
And then I don't even need the follow-up. Okay. I don't know, we can chill there, and then she doesn't need to heal. And this dude can position for an attack. I should be checking his capabilities. So he's a Reaver, level 3. Oh, is it telling me how much damage it's gonna do? And I'm probably gonna get a counterattack. These guys do look like orcs a lot. I mean, this guy looks kind of like a WoW orc, but I'm okay with it. I'm gonna use my healing just in case. We seem to be see. We've only got 2 more enemies left, so I think that's probably safe. I'm not gonna, unless a boss shows up, which it seems like maybe they show you the entire field when you start a map thus far. So we will find out. But now I gotta manage and make sure that I don't kill everybody before I get my loot. So I'm just gonna go over here and get loot. I'll defend anyway. And I could probably beat him on a counterattack. Do it, yeah. Sometimes chance-based systems are fun. Oh, so I can switch between them with buttons. I kind of like clicking on them now. Okay, I guess we'll move up here. I wish you got some benefit from terrain, but it seems like you don't have that so far. I'll tell you, the durability of my weapons is really... It's really wearing down quickly. I guess I'm going to go over toward this relic over here. Okay. Send him over here. Can you still move? Wow. You can move around a lot. They really don't penalize you much for moving around, which is... I appreciate. Even these little flowers are kind of moving up and down. I mean, maybe they should have... maybe they should have done a stagger on the animation so you couldn't see all of them doing it at the same time, but you know what? Can't win them all. Get some loot. And this really isn't loot. I mean, I guess you get loot and you get some lore pieces, which is nice. Let's move over there. Okay. It's another one of these Reaver dudes. I thought this guy was going to be faster, but he doesn't seem to have a... I guess he has a little bit longer range from a movement perspective. These guys aren't too hard, so... I'm just going to keep going for loot and for items, and then we should be able to take them on. Oh, so these are both Reavers. Okay, so a little bit of an upgrade. I'm betting that these two can kill both of them. Let's see this counterattack thing. Let's see how that goes. Oh, it's cool looking. Oh, and I could follow up. So is that like a special move? Ooh, yeah, the counterattack.
Just a little more. Only a matter of time.
Okay. I wonder if those are repeated. I mean, they're pretty generic phrases, but I guess we will find out. I wonder if I can actually go get my my chest over here, and then I can go help an attack. Like, how much AP does it use? New weapon? Cool. I can get over here. I can get close, I guess. Oh, I still... Oh, nice. I'm okay with this.
No.
And I can still defend. Let's just be a little closer so that I'm potentially... Reavers don't seem to be too much harder than the Wretches, so... Again, seems to be no reason not to defend, but...
You're finished.
That seems to be something else going on, that I'm getting some sort of condition fulfilled. Unclear. Okay, she's pretty low on health, so I'm gonna have him do the attacking.
See you.
Yeah, we did it. That does look like an orc, though. It looks very, like, Thrall-like from WoW, but... Oh, no, did I miss any items? Or any over here? A this time instead of B. Getting better, probably. Hopefully I didn't miss loot.
Find any survivors out there? Typical.
We failed to save them. Again.
Did you really think it would be that easy to wash the blood from your hands?
Huh.
You can't actually believe that saving people from the mort will make up for what happened 2 years ago.
Okay, so I guess it can be a plot point that they're not going to tell us immediately.
It's not
because it was in her character bio as well. So yes.
I didn't.
Come. We should return to
What could she possibly have done? I mean, clearly, we'll find out. We'll find out. The Hawk Brigade goes to the nest. Just because there's a invasion of enemies doesn't mean you can't have good naming for your brigade and your base. Okay, so you can replay stuff if you want to get items and XP and stuff. Okay, so last time I did like tab, so I have 40, spend a little bit. But then if I go here, I can spend a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's some interesting that you just kind of use it and you kind of have to let go when you want to, but there's really no way to undo it. So interesting. I don't know if that's exactly how I would have done it from a UI perspective. At the very least, I would let you undo it, and it doesn't really tell you what you get for it. I guess like they're just number increases until you get to the top. So maybe that just allows you to level up your stats. So get some skills. Okay. Okay, so now we're getting a bit of a skill tree. So this is just our base attack. Okay. So I guess I could upgrade this, or I could save up my SP. 90% damage and evade. So it's a little more damaging, less of a trade-off from this one. Wonder if I should just save it up, though, and get, more evasion. I'm going to do that for her. Well, this guy is, I'm going to treat him like a tank, even if he isn't one, so I'm going to upgrade. Get him, taking less damage. See this dude. He's got 4, so we got a bonus from not having him from the last battle. Let's see, can attack first when his HP is low. Deal 1% when not adjacent to an ally. Okay, so he's kind of a dick, so he doesn't want people helping him. Because I feel like the system is trying to get you to have adjacent allies so that you can get advantage of the comboing system. This feels like a better skill to have to me. The attack first when you're low. Because he got actually pretty low in that fight. Oh, and then I can keep upgrading this? I think that's worth. Okay. So it looks like they can't all use the same weapons, but... How does this... Okay, so so he picked it up. It went into his inventory. That's interesting. Let's see if that's so. Like, wait, can I now give it to her? Because they are better. So you have to move it into their inventory, into their weapon inventory, and then equip it. Okay. Any accessories yet? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's look at our items. Oh, yeah, it is durability. Okay. So we're getting... Looks like different stones are used to upgrade different items. Axes, bows, and then this is for... spears and short swords. Okay. Let's look at our archive. Check out our new stuff. Okay. Let's take it. Oh, more Village Chief's Diary. Okay, so it was a farming village. Okay, so a little bit of build up as to where the monsters came from, but I guess it's telling us that maybe it's not like Diablo where the people just live in this like hellish nonsense and it's just normal for them. Seems like maybe the monsters were not well agreed upon as like, oh, it's happening. Yeah. Smell blood on the wind, so yeah. Interesting. Let's get more diary. Okay, well he did see the monsters. Okay, well, now he knows they're coming. Okay, so this is kind of interesting to me. Like they're telling us on, from a story perspective that in the gameplay itself, they really haven't told us much about the Mort, but we know that maybe they didn't believe they were a thing. They came out of nowhere. This isn't like a normal thing in the world, because like in Lord of the Rings, like the orcs are well understood and known. Let's see. Huh. So, obviously it's from a child's perspective. Not the best writing in the world. Because, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess kids can't spell things correctly, but... So maybe this is telling us that people do turn into the Mort because he got sick. Not sure. Guess we'll find out more. I don't know if these are relics in terms of just like picking up items. You know, let's see. So let's see, dagger. We were talking about this like colonize. Okay, they're daggers, but they don't have a cross guard, right? So higher damage, probably less defense. Probably could have looked at the stats on that and see. Yeah. Run of the mill sphere and special, but you know. Okay. Yeah, we already read about these, but yeah. For different weapons, it seems. Let's talk about Lug. Lug? I mean, I know they said it. It's quite a name. Lug. He seems like he's supposed to be kind of like a faster, more elegant character. And yet he's got kind of a clunky name, but oh well. Yeah, he has skills. It says he prefers to work alone. Makes sense. A little bit of lore about, like, the idea of knights. It's unclear why other people wouldn't also hate these monsters that are killing everyone, but we'll find out, I guess. Glenn and Sosis we haven't met yet. Wonder if that'll come back to be an element where he jumps into fights when he shouldn't. Or before he should. Let's look at it. So the Reaver we saw in the last battle, like I said, they're definitely kind of orcish, like very thrall looking, even with the side pad, but you know. It seems like they're maybe inspired by like an undead orc type thing going on. I still think they look cool. Curved swords. And usually Reaver types have a curved sword for whatever reason. So yeah, very blunt. Very strong, like, yeah. Okay. Alright, well, I think at this point it's been about an hour or so. that's it for the first episode of, you know, Redemption Reavers. So far, it seems like it's still in a lot of tutorial mode, but you know, I'm enjoying it. And so, again, I'm Deborsk, and I'm gonna keep trying to stream things. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, although it's mostly just talking about PC gaming, that kind of thing, you can follow me at Deborsk, DABORSK. And of course, like, this channel is Deborsk Plays Games. So I'm gonna try to play more games. Thank you.